Hi, I've got an energy today of someone that you were connected into, an ex, who was cruel, okay? Not going to mince my words. They really were very, very spiteful, very cruel, dismissed your feelings, and almost I'm getting passive aggressive, okay? You know those little comments that people make and you know what they mean, and if you question them, they completely deny it. But I feel they're paying a price for this now. I'm not sure why, okay? I'm going to go into that as we go through the reading. So by the end of this reading, we will know what is actually going on around them. But I also feel that part of this as well is that you don't feel much of anything anymore, okay? I'm hearing quite rightly so you were massively, massively angry. But in the end, you've just pulled back. But their cruelty, and I just keep hearing that word cruelty, and I'm being told to say to you that they did know what they were doing, okay? They get a kick out of it. I feel they've done it to other people as well, okay? And also I feel they will have said to you that whatever had happened in their life was somebody else's fault. You know, did they say to you that a previous relationship went wrong because of the person, okay? They were very, very much blaming other people, I feel, when you met them, okay? But it's just that word cruel. So today I'm going to see where we're going with this, what is going on with them, and why am I being asked to give you this message today? Are they going to come back? Are they going to try and, you know, hoover you back up? Good luck with that one, I just heard from my guides. They won't get anywhere with you, okay? I feel you're done. All right, so let's get into it. I'll just give this deck a shuffle. Just while I'm shuffling though, thanks for watching, thanks for all your support. It's really kind of you, and please leave comments. I do read all my comments. If you'd like a reading, just click on the title of the video, links below in the description box. Everything's on the website, go check out the readings, and also the $1 reading that's up there at the moment. Yeah, I just heard the word barbed wire. Now, for me, that's meaning they were just, oh gosh, they were just always very spiky. You know, when someone's energy, they just seemed to take great delight in watching your pain, okay? And for a while, you possibly blamed yourself because you being a nice person, you couldn't understand how anybody could get off on, let's put it bluntly, on somebody else's pain, okay? And they were almost committed to misunderstanding you. That is a strong message today for you to take with you, that it's what they did, you know. Some people have certain hobbies and some people do, and then there are some people on this planet who, I just call them soulless. It's the easiest way for me to explain it. They don't have the capacity to love. They have capacity to fake. They will mirror you, your kindness, your empathy, your generosity, because they don't have it. But in the end, they will seek to destroy that in you. And I feel that is the message today, but I want to know what's going on with them. 2 cards, please. Right, okay. They are in an energy of puzzled regarding a relationship, okay? They're feeling very conflicted, very perplexed, almost agitated about a relationship that I feel that they have gone into. Not your relationship, but I feel it is you that's making them feel confused about this particular relationship they're in. What else can you tell me, please, about this relationship? Whoa, sneaky, sneaky. Okay, I think part of the price they are paying is they are suspecting whether this is a relationship you know about or somebody they've been seeing, but they are suspecting that somebody else is now manipulating them. Okay? The person that they're connected into is talking to other people. This is very, very precise, so please just take what resonates today. They are talking to other people, and I feel your ex has found out about this. So they are now getting, you know, even sometimes it can be years later, but I'm old now. Honestly, at some point, people who are cruel, people can be spiteful, they can be rude, they can be a little bit toxic, but there is usually a level of empathy where they actually will apologise or realise what they've done. But this particular person is dark. Okay, they're dark. And I'm hearing that you saw that in their eyes. You know, like a shark. You know, when you look at a shark's eyes, and you know some people, they're almost just like dead behind the eyes, or even if they weren't speaking to you, their eyes went very dark. There's something about the eyes. Let me know in the comments if you ever saw that. But they're getting this, there's somebody they're seeing, or they've been seeing, who has got somebody else. Wow. Yes. And now your ex, and I feel this is the karma, we're getting there. They are now dependent on this other person. You know, when you're in these types of relationships, you can end up, the nice person can end up being codependent. You don't start out that way. And always remember, they will always target the strongest, funniest, kindest people. They won't go for someone who they can't literally suck the life out of. But quite often you start off strong, kind, but they chip away at you and you end up codependent, okay? And then you have a trauma bond to break. That's what I'm hearing today. But what's happening here is, you know, has your ex met a dark empath? I'm not quite sure who they've met, but this person is messing them around, and your ex is now feeling dependent on them. They feel it's an unhealthy relationship, and they're feeling very, very weighed down. Okay, your ex assumed that every person was going to be you. Big mistake. You know, this is their karma, because they will never find another you. Okay, you were the sort of person, even though they really did some horrible things, you were ride or die. It was you and them against the world. You were dedicated to them. You were in it for the long haul. But yeah, they've gone to a new person. Okay, the new person mirrored them, but your ex didn't know they were being played. And now your ex finds themselves in the same situation they left you in. Okay? Yeah, absolute mess. An absolute mess. What else is going on? Tarot deck. What else is going on here? Whoa. Knight of Swords in the reverse. They could be an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, or there could be air within the environment they're in. But they are in a toxic situation with the Knight of Swords in reverse. There was somebody who is really hateful. That's the easiest way to describe it. Somebody who has no empathy, or if they do, they know how to play it. That's almost what I'm hearing. So the person they're with is as rude, as tactless, and as hurtful as they are. Okay? they've met their match, and they are also stuck in the Eight of Wands energy. Very important this, because that to me today means that they are restricted. They can't move forward. They are constantly, they're backed into a corner, and the thing you need to take is they were not prepared for it. You know, when you wake up in the morning, suddenly something happens, and then you realise you've got odd socks on and, you know, your shirt's on inside out. That unprepared, okay? They are backed into a corner, and everybody is at them, okay? Everybody's at them. They can't travel. They can't move out of it. They're dependent. They're dependent, okay? I don't know if they're going to come back. I'm going to have a look at that in a minute. I need to just see, are they going to think that you're going to be sat there with the welcome mat out? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. This person was really mean. Really mean. No excuse for it. No, they're trapped. I think their head was also turned by something financial. Doesn't mean loads of money. It could just mean somebody owned their own house, whatever that might be, or their own caravan, I don't know. But their head was turned by the thought of an easy life, okay? Because they've taken everything from you. And I want you to just remember this. If this is your read, this is what they do. They go for you because of all your strengths, your qualities, your lovely, lovely personality. They take it bit by bit by bit. You don't know who you are. You have no energy left. And then they don't find you useful. So then they will find another situation that they feel will benefit them, because it's all about them, okay? So they did go for some security, something that they'd fix their eye on. Maybe they weren't going to have to work, okay? However, they are now like the budgie trapped in the golden cage. They are codependent now on somebody else, and they don't know what to do, okay? They don't know what to do. What's underneath that, please? Yeah, their baggage is catching up with them. Their lifestyle as well is catching up with them, okay? This other person they're connected into they've picked the wrong person, and I mean, they don't know how to get out of it. I just keep hearing they can't get out of it. Yeah, they want to move away. Okay, what they want is the Six of Swords in the upright. That's what I've got here. But they are stuck in the Eight of Wands in the reverse. So as much as they want to move away, and as much as they want to leave, I don't think there's many people that are going to help them. Okay? No, because they're also in the Six of Wands in the reverse. They haven't got the support. Yeah, that's just come out to clarify it. They haven't got the support. There's no one there, okay? Because their deeds and their way of living is coming home to roost, okay? Is coming home to roost. People they thought would support them have also seen through them. Maybe the flying monkeys. And they're sat in the Four of Wands in the reverse. They're trapped. They are trapped. They're unhappy. They, you know, with that Eight of Wands in the reverse, Four of Wands, they want to move. They want to leave. They might want to relocate, but they can't do it, okay? Because at the bottom of the deck, you've got the High Priestess in the reverse. So whoever this other person is, they could do magic. They could, you know, be into spell work and stuff, the other person they've connected into. But trust me, they have met their nemesis, okay? And that is their lesson. And you might be watching this and it could have been months. It could have been 2, 3, 4 years, okay? But they are now being manipulated and they have no control. So all the times they bullied you and left you fearful, etc., etc., they're getting that now. All right, now I want to know if they're going to come back before I wrap this up. And that's just these sort of people. I'm not sure either way. I'm just going to have a quick look with this deck. My Rider-Waite deck. Can't speak. I don't think you were allowed to speak in the end. No, I think everything you said was twisted. Everything, they made it about them, didn't they? It was always them. If you had a problem, they had a worse problem. If you were literally collapsing into a heap, they just stepped over you. So let's see. Yeah, I knew it. I just knew it. 6 of Cups and the 3 of Cups. So that is a past person. Someone from your past is going to come back in. And with the 3 of Cups, it can mean they might want to meet up, have a chat, and possible reconciliation, okay? But I see your energy. You're in the 9 of Wands, very guarded. You were left battered and bruised in this relationship, and you've built a great big fence around you. But I also feel that you're not even angry anymore. You started to see it for what it is. Let me see what they'd say before because if they're coming back, let's see what story they're going to come out with. Confessions. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, they're going to confess that they've made a mistake. Oh my gosh, influences, third parties. You know, I've just heard it. They're going to come in, they're going to confess and say they were completely led astray and it was all the third party's fault and they manipulated them and they're really sorry, and if they'd have known, they would never have entertained it. No, you can tell. But underneath it, they're just exhausted. Okay. They might even offer you a recommitment. So bear that in mind. Okay. Just bear that in mind. Because I think, I'll say it again, I don't feel there's a lot of people around them that are going to support them, particularly at the moment. That's what I'm channeling. So they will still expect the same version of you. But I will say this in this reading today, if this is for you, I do not believe that this person will change. I believe it will be a confession, but underneath it, it will be all woe is me, and bit by bit they will revert back to how they normally are, because they weren't just a little bit spiteful. It was almost as if they took delight in seeing you suffer. Okay, so you keep doing you. You're on that pedestal. Remember who you are. Okay, and don't ever think that it was you. Okay, these types of people will go for the best people, and you are the best. You've always been the best. You always will be the best, just the way you are. Okay, and I'll say it, if people don't like you, okay, move away, jog on, as they say. You just look in that mirror every day and tell yourself how wonderful you are. Okay, but bit of a heads up, I feel it could be this summer. Okay, there's the cups for me, June, July, August, maybe September, but don't be surprised if you don't hear something during the summer months. So look after yourself. Speak to you soon. Bye.